I'm running the Chicago Marathon this year, and today we're gonna go through week by week into my 16-week marathon build and kind of show you what I'm going to have to deal with for the next 16 weeks. So the plan technically starts, well, let me back up. The Chicago Marathon is on October 13th. So to get there, 16 weeks back is going to start on June 24th. In preparation for this build to run a sub 3 hour marathon, I have slowly increased my mileage up. I had a little bit of an injury in early February, or kind of late February, so I've been kind of just building back up. But I've been going through like week 1 and week 2 of these workouts just to get my body kind of accustomed to track work, long run, etc. Week 1, we're running around 35 miles a week. Whenever you see steady, that means I'm running at like an 8 to 8:45. Don't really know if that's what I need to be at. I just kind of figured it's not an easy run, but it's not like a hard run. So maybe 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 45 seconds slower than your 5K pace is kind of what you could see as steady and what I found. Tuesday, we're going to go to the track. We're going to run some pretty quick paces. And then for the most part, the only thing that changes week to week is the track day and the long run on a Saturday. Now, the plan has it to where you can switch the Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday you have off. This plan wants you to run 5 days a week. So there are 7 days here. One of these days you're gonna take off, either Sunday after your long run or the day after your. Those are really the only changes for the most part, so we really don't need to get into that. Tuesday's another track day, week 2. I mean, there's really not a whole lot. You're running from, or 400 meters. You're doing a lot of reps, but you're trying to progress. I think that the plan is to try to get you to run faster and be accustomed to fast paces. So when you get to your marathon pace feels slow. And I think that's just the best way to do it. I've ran 2 marathons already. One of them I thought, I'm gonna make it to Boston. I'm gonna run a sub 3. It was my very first marathon. I got destroyed. And my first marathon training block, I didn't run fast. I never did. I just ran miles, base miles all the time. I never got there. So week 2, we go into a long run, 10 to 12 miles, kind of gradually building. I might do the lower end or the higher end just to kind of whatever my body feels like. So far I feel pretty good. So this week, Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna do this long run. So 4 to 6 miles steady, 2 by 2 mile pace at half marathon pace. Half marathon pace is just estimating it be at 6:30 because they kind of want you to be able to run a 125 before you get to the sub 3 hour mark. I'm not there yet, but I have ran a 127. Like I said, nothing really changes except for this week, you're going a little bit longer on the track and 2 more little longer miles. That one actually gets you to 40 miles. So week 3, you're already going at 40 miles. The plan did state that you should be already running probably 27 to 30 miles a week before you even jump into this. So week 4 is also 40 miles, still at 30 to 40 minutes, still at 30 to 40 minutes, still at 40 to 50 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Nothing's changed in terms of the steady runs. Track work, you're doing some 1200s and 400 meter repeats, nothing too crazy. You are running a little bit quicker here at the 20th of July, 4 by 1 mile, 90-second rest, 2 miles steady. It doesn't seem like it's too bad of a plan so far. It's just really if you can stay healthy from what I'm gathering. 45 miles is when you start kicking up on week 5. And then something else I wanted to call out, I mean, I'll share this if you really want to go deep diving into what I'm training and what I'm doing for. One of the things that I'm concerned about with my plan training for Chicago, I mean, obviously I want to go sub 3. My PR is at 3:37. I ran a 1:30 something, 1:34, 1:36 or something in the half of that first marathon. I go out of the country from August 10th through the 20th. We will be going to London. So I'm going to have to find somewhere to run 50 miles a week across those 2 weeks. I mean, it's a pretty big workout. It's It's not the super longest, I think, but 18 to 20 miles on the 10th. I think our flight leaves pretty late and we arrive to London pretty early, so I probably can run that the day of or the day before. This entire week will be in London, and then these 2 days will be, or the track day on the 20th, I'll be flying back. That's pretty much the only thing that I can see with life getting in the way of this plan. It's week 7 and week 8. So we don't start to taper in this plan until week 15, technically. Because week 14, you're still running 55 miles. Week 15 is when we go back to 30 to 40 minutes here, 30 to 40 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes here. So it kind of eases out a little bit. Not doing as long on the track. You're not doing as long on your long run. And then week 16 is the week of the marathon. I will be traveling to Chicago on the 10th. So I will have to find somewhere to run this 30 to 40 minutes steady in Chicago. Friday, we don't really have anything planned. We've never been there. And then Saturday, I'll try to find some shakeout run with whatever brand is gonna be there. I'm sure there'll be tons of them. But then, yeah, then the Chicago Marathon is the Sunday. This plan was not made by me. I did not make this plan. I cannot take credit for it. This plan was made by Bandit Running. They sent a plan if you wanted to break like sub 3, sub 3:10, sub 3:15, sub 3:30, sub 4, whatever. And in the plan, they outlined this specific plan for if you wanted to break sub 3, running anywhere from 40 to 55 miles a week. And this is their paces that they had already stated. They had already said that you need to be running miles. They think that you should be able to keep these paces already going into this build. To be realistic with yourself, you should be able to kind of run a lot of this before, or at least somewhere nearby in the closeness of it, before you try to jump into this plan. They say, they as in just general, people say that you need to run a 125. That may be true to be a really comfortable marathon sub 3, but they're having people to run like a 126, 127, and they've come in running 3 hours. Like a big one is like to be able to run a 10K in under 38 minutes or something. That's about like a tempo pace for some people. I think a 38 10K is like a 6:05 or something. So you're somewhere in that range. If you want to have this plan, I can post this to my Google Drive. I will throw this plan in the description with you can kind of copy it if you want to. And you can go in and set your own paces. Like you can take this plan. This is just for the Chicago Marathon. 16-week plan to Chicago. It ends the 13th of October. You could go in and manipulate this and have it to where you could, equal this pace at this time, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna try to document either every week or every other week of this plan to kind of check in and see how I'm doing with myself, seeing if I'm getting, if I get hurt, whatever happens. I'm going to try to do at least 2 weeks of weight training at Orange Theory to kind of supplement on these easy days, probably Saturday and probably like a Wednesday or Thursday, or maybe even a Sunday. Depends on kind of when I do the long run and when I do the tempo or the track workout, but for the most part, that's gonna be the plan. If you wanna follow along on my journey as I travel to Chicago, film myself training, try to subscribe, I don't know. And yeah, like the video, share it if you want, and we will get into it starting on June 24th. So yeah, that's the plan.